Hello.
Hello.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
Do you know what's really funny about that? I have to tell you the story because it's amazing. That song that you sing,
Yeah.
I just found out
Yeah.
Jay sings it every morning. Jay is my husband, to wake Lucas up in the loudest, most annoying voice he possibly can. And for some reason I've missed it every morning. And I heard it this morning. I'm like, Lori?
I sing good morning, good morning, good morning to you.
He sings it every day to Lucas at the top of his lungs.
Oh,
and
that's what I do. Every day at the top of my lungs. I stand in between my kids' rooms and I'm like, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. It's wake up time, it's wake up time, it's time to wake up.
So funny. It was the weirdest experience. Lori.
That's hilarious. And
anyways,
obviously. Great minds. All right, let's get into it because we're late and we can't go over. But I have an announcement to make. Good morning. This morning I sent out an email that was incorrect, and then I sent out a correction. So the announcement is, which isn't really that big of a deal to you, but it's a big deal to me and to the company, is we are switching our legally operating business name and our emails, which is not a small endeavor.
No.
It is not a small endeavor. So the company legally operates as Lori Kennedy Inc. And that is our that's the incorporated company name. That's our legally operating name. That's what the bank accounts are in, yada, yada. And we've been going back and forth on this for 2 years.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I would say like a solid 2 years, because as the team has grown, it hasn't felt congruent in my body to be Lori Kennedy Inc. because the business front facing is the Wellness Business Hub. Like, I'm Lori Kennedy, Team LK, yada, yada, but the website, the business, it's the Wellness Business Hub. And our mission is to radically transform the industry, the alternative health and coaching industry. And so it's an interesting place to be because the recommendation that I give and 100% still stand by is use your personal name.
Yeah.
Use your name. Use your name. You are a personal brand, whether you have a company or not. Your social media, your front facing needs to be a person, in my opinion. This is my opinion. It needs,
I agree.
Especially in this day and age. And so none of my social media handles are changing, like my Instagram, my Facebook business page. That's really it, because our YouTube is the Wellness Business Hub, and then our Facebook group is not my name anyway. So nothing will change on the surface aside from our emails. So our emails will now be like support@thewbh.com, Lori @thewbh.com, Laura @thewbh.com. And I want to talk a little bit about why we're doing this, because there might come to a point in your business where legally you make that switch and front facing, nothing changes. And
I think it's really important to say at some point, because you cannot start all things in your business the way that you are going to finish them, because there are so many decisions that you make along the way that greatly impact the next decision and the next decision. And for you to assume that because this is happening here, that you should start that way is actually completely false.
100%.
That is not the way that the Choose Your Own Adventure works.
Yes. And I don't wish I would have started as the Wellness Business Hub, not at all. And the reason that we're doing a legal, like a DBA, doing business as, like a legal name change, is because it went from me to we. And the company is at a place right now where it doesn't feel congruent in my body to say Lori Kennedy Inc. It just doesn't. It doesn't feel representative of the impact and the influence and the position that we hold in the market. Mm-hmm. We are the wellness business hub. The team is the wellness business hub. They're working to get the company ahead, not me.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it.
Like, that's how it feels in my body. And so we are, as a team, working to transform the industry. And it's not just me anymore. It's like very little me, actually, these days.
I don't know, very little.
You know? Right? And so, and it's an interesting place to be. It's an interesting growth. It's an interesting level to be at, where I want my for me, it felt awkward for one of my advisors to say, I work at Lori Kennedy Inc., because they're like, what? That's weird. You work at a person? Like, and no. So I think that when you start to build out your team and you go from a one woman or a one man show with like a VA and or maybe even like a VA and a full-time person, and it's still very much you, and it feels that way, to more than 30, maybe even 35 plus people, who are operating, where you are no longer running the day-to-day. It's not you. Even with coaching, like, it's, I am not the one responsible for ensuring success.
Yeah.
Right. I play a role in that, but we are, behind the scenes, there's dozens of people making sure that you are successful in your business. Everyone from Nancy, who is our financial bookkeeper, genius person, to, Janet and Catherine in customer service, and Christine managing all of the finances, and, Yvette managing the calendar of the advisors and the specialists and all of that amazing stuff. Like, there's so many people that contribute to your success at this point that it felt so incongruent in my body to not do that energetic change from me to we.
It's super interesting. Like, even thinking about, our clients who come on and work with us in 10K, I don't think that they realize when they come in that they have a team of like 12 people that are working to support them.
Who are literally talking about them every single day.
12, and I could be off by 1 or 2, it could be 11, it could be 13, but it's like a big team is responsible.
You have the equivalent of like
for that
team.
Literally. Almost. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Right? Like, it is the equivalent. So for me, and we were talking about this yesterday in our mastermind about energy and and we've talked about this too, like space and the energetics of it. And I'm Lori. And if you haven't met me yet, I live and breathe the energetics of life. And I am a highly sensitive person.
Also true.
And nothing else really matters to me.
Also true.
And energetically, if it doesn't sit well, we need to shift that. And it's taken 2 years of getting the team to the right place where energetically we could all come together and say, you know what, really now it doesn't feel good anymore. It just, and that is a point where you might get to in your business where you're calling it, the Jill Jones Inc. And you might want to stay that way. I can think of many people, Marie Forleo, Amy Porterfield.
Yep.
I can't think of anyone else.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres. Well, let's not actually use her.
Okay, Oprah.
Oprah. Yeah, Oprah.
Martha Stewart.
Yeah. Martha Stewart. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Except I wonder what Oprah's companies are called. They're probably not called Oprah Inc.
I don't think so.
They're not. I don't think so.
No.
See?
There you go.
Right? So that's the difference between being the figurehead and the face and the brand, which I am, which nothing will change. I'm still here. Nothing will change.
Yep.
But legally and energetically, like it's the something network, Oprah. Why am I blanking on this?
I don't know either.
It's like her name network or something. I don't know. She probably has she probably has 100 different companies, but they're probably not all called Oprah Winfrey Inc. Like I bet you there's no such company called Oprah Winfrey Inc. You're Googling it.
Of course I'm Googling it. Yeah. The Oxygen Network. That was what you were thinking of.
The Oxygen Network.
Yes.
Harpo.
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you. Yes.
There we go.
Thank
there we
you.
go.
Harpo. There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
It's called Harpo because she's it's Harpo. Right? Yep. It's the wellness, and her magazine's called Oh Yeah, but what's the company? That's the magazine. See, these are all like the legal boring things that go behind the scenes, right? But energetically for me, it went from me to we. And so I needed to do something. I felt like there needed to be some type of energetic shift that occurred to hold space for the growing of the Wellness Business Hub, which is effectively the company that we are growing and are actively transforming the alternative health and coaching industry and turning it on its head.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why. Now, what I will say is literally, and you like nothing will change. Like the branding doesn't change, like nothing, my social media handles, the content, nothing like that changes except our emails.
Yeah.
Except our emails. And it'll say on a receipt, if you purchase things from us, it'll just, instead of saying Laurie Kennedy Inc., it'll say the Wellness Business Hub Inc. That's it. And so I highly recommend that you still use your name to build your brand, to build your business until it gets to a place where you feel, and this might not happen to you, where you feel like this doesn't fit anymore. This doesn't fit anymore. And some people never start out with a personal brand, the life coach school, Brooke Castillo, right? Like it's always been the life coach school, except how come I know Brooke Castillo's name? Because it's Brooke Castillo, right? Yes. She is the figurehead. She is the leader of that. And I mean, this is another thing. She just brought somebody in to be the CEO.
Yeah, I read that.
School, and she will probably take some steps back, right? Which again, evolution.
Yeah.
Evolution. So it's just really interesting. And what I want you to take away from this is that your journey is so fluid. It's so fluid. And I know that there's concern about, well, what if I don't like my niche? And what if I want to change the program name? Or what if you can do all of that?
Yes. Yeah. You can change anything and everything at any point. But when you make any given decision on your niche or your program, see it through before you change it.
Yes.
Run it for a little bit. Give it time. Because we see this a lot where the indecision and the fear will result in making decisions to change, not necessarily for the right reasons.
Yes. Yes.
Warning.
Absolutely. And, I think what stops a lot of practitioners and coaches from getting online is this idea that they themselves are not perfect enough, are not qualified enough, are not at their perfect face, weight, looking, abilities, whatever. And that's not what being a personal brand is about. Being a personal brand, being the figurehead, being the leader, being the thought leader is about showing up and being an open book and teaching from your heart and being of service. I was actually on a call last night with one of our 10K Success System clients, and she said to me, how are you always so positive and genuine and present on, in this call, it was like 5:30 at night, and in the coaching calls, and I was like, because it's my job to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's my job to show up and be of service. Like, I chose this role. It's my job. That doesn't mean that, that I wasn't just like walking up the stairs yelling at my kids, like crying. That doesn't mean that's not true. Because not today, but typically that's true. Right. And so it's really just interesting when you go and you think about, well, do I have a company? Do I have a personal brand? It's semantics.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say it's semantics. It's important. But whether the company is called the Wellness Business Hub or Lori Kennedy Inc., that is not what is going to make us more successful.
Yes. Right.
It's our team. It's all of us coming together under this mission and this unity of, this is how we show up. This is what we do. This is how we go to work every day, because we are here to turn an industry on its head. Whether we're called Lori Kennedy Inc. or the Wellness Business Hub, that is what we are here to do. And so I think a lot of people are like, I can't move forward. I don't have a name for my program. I'm like, call it the program. Like, it doesn't matter.
Literally, yes.
B, C, D, E, F, G.
Like, actually, healthy eating with Samantha.
And then go and talk about it over and over with all the freaking love and gusto and conviction and passion, because that's what's going to sell it. So
not the name.
It's not the name. But for me, where I'm at right now and for where we are energetically, for me to hold space for the container of the growth, it needed to change.
It's a really good way of explaining it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's how it feels in my body. And you better believe that I say that in meetings. I'm like, listen,
every day
it feels in my body. So I'm open to other suggestions, but this is how it feels in my body.
Yep.
Yep. And then we have a lovely conversation, and, I don't always get that way, and then I have to adjust, and that's fine too.
That's right.
But it's funny. Like, we were talking yesterday or the day before, Laura's like, these are the metrics. And I'm like, well, this is how it feels.
So true. Okay, but these are the metrics.
Yeah, the feelings are. Anyway, so this is all to say that it's your business. You are the leader. You get to make the decisions based on your mission and how you want to feel, period. It's your decision to make based on the mission and how you want to feel. And that is how we got to where we are. It's the mission and how we want to feel, because even the metrics and all of that, it's like, okay, but how do we want the clients to feel? How do we want the team to feel? Like safety, security, trust, integrity, success, how, right? And this is how we operate. This is how we operate. And I think it's very different than if you were to be in a corporate boardroom with a bunch of men. Just saying.
Yes, I agree.
Anywho, we will be back tomorrow with new email addresses.
So excited,
So
actually.
excited. We need to have like an email address party.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, mission first, people always. Absolutely. I've already had 2 legal business names in less than 5 years and completely switched my ICA and focus. It's totally an evolution. It
Yes.
absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it absolutely is. You're getting compliments on your headband.
Oh, thanks. It's actually my daughter's. I stole it on my way out the door this morning. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we will be back tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.